everybody. We're doing it. We're doing it. Gonna pick up where I left off and do some more work on the tombs. The tombs. I don't know if more like dungeons or tombs. I'm having trouble pinning the chat here for some reason. I feel like this is worth. Yeah, there we go. Hey, wow. Donations right off the bat. Hey, I really appreciate it. Every little bit of this really helps. It makes it definitely worth doing all this stuff. So let's do a quick recap. Da-da-dum. Oh, man, I'm sitting here in a cave. Cool. Yeah, so these are our new caves, and we have torches. I could throw some torches on the walls here. And we are going to build some tombs, have tombs underground. Okay, I'm having a little trouble getting that torch there. Okay, we'll have to definitely fix that. Let's just break into this with a little zombie action. It's funny when it's scary when they go aggro on you. I don't know exactly how he has it set up for that. This gives you a good feeling though, kind of like what this is gonna be like. Again, these are like the stand-in zombies. Die. Let's put a skeleton out there. Anyways, we're gonna build dungeons, basically dungeons or tombs. I'm calling them tombs because they're gonna end up in the desert under the pyramids, but they're more like dungeons. So what we did last time was I was building a little 2D dungeon creator that I was gonna then use to build out the world. And this is where we have some. I did some work on this. We were left because there was a bunch of problems that were like were difficult to solve, but not very interesting. But this is kind of where I ended up. And so these are all going to be like little rooms, and there's hallways connecting them. And what we need to do is we need to populate the rooms with stuff. So the first thing I'm going to work on is doors, because I want doors to connect these little chambers together so that it's an interesting thing to like run around through. So it's kind of like a twisted maze of doors and openings. So that's what we're going to work on today. I tried to get these things. Every once in a while I see these like sort of double lines in these, and like there's only like a limited thing that I can do to solve these. And I didn't want this to be very grid-like, and I have ways of controlling that. Actually, I have a control that makes it much less grid-like. But there's a lot of parameters to control this. But the biggest thing we have to do now is the rooms. And I spent a day thinking about sort of the best way to make doors in these. And I think I have a way to do it. And I'm going to implement this live here, and we'll see how it turns out. The other thing John told me was that our world generator is 128 by 128. But I think it's fine, because even at a smaller scale, this should work good. So, what I was going to do, my plan was to walk each of the faces and then decide what goes on that face. And the problem we run into is places here that have like T-junctions. So if the thing decides that there's a door on one side and these guys decide that there's torches on the other, then it's kind of a problem. but not really. I think we could feel this out as we go through. What we should try right now is to go over all of these things and just put in doors and see what it looks like, and then we can work the constraints out later. Okay, so let's start that. So I think what we're going to do is define I'm going to use the grid to do this. So here I'm going to color all of these things a number, which is going to indicate that it's an unprocessed wall. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for each rectangle, room in regions. I'm going to walk over every room and set up an enum here. So a wall could either have nothing, it could have a door, it could have a double door, like a wider door. I think that variation will look cool. Or it can have a torch, or it can have, that's it. That's the only options. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I just want to walk all the edges. So left, I probably could get an AI to write this this algorithm for me. But oh, thank you for the donation. Okay, what they're asking for is a QA stream where we go over people's ideas. I would love to do that with you. Right now, we're sort of in the process of just getting the basic game running. But definitely as we go further, we'll do things like that. We do Q&A streams usually once a week. It's usually me. The other guys don't like to be on camera very much. But the Q&A streams are usually devoted to me talking specifically about what we're doing on the game. So the left side of the room is, so I guess what we would do is each one of these I is less than room dot width. And what we'll do is dungeon of get room dot blue. Oh. We're gonna walk the height. That's right. The height. So room dot left is equal to room dot top plus I, and that's going to be wall out, and if the wall let's just, to test this out, we'll just throw a number in there. We'll have to organize this later. This should highlight all the left sides of every room if we did this right. If we get this right, then we can move forward. And it looks like we did a good job of that. That left side of every room is there. Let's just do this on one side of the rooms, and then we can go and do it all for all four sides of the rooms. Okay, so first thing we want to do is pick what we're doing. So pick a number randomly from 1 to 5. Let's just assume we're going to put doors there. Let's just see how the generation code works, and then we'll do this. So, if we were going to make a door, first we'd have to do is make sure we have a space big enough for a door. And I think the door should be one space away from the outside, which means that the door has to be at least four. And then what we do is we'll pick a random number between room height -2 -1 is going to be the... Ooh, I have to think about this. Like, this isn't a straightforward thing. This is going to be the starting point of the door. So, I should draw this online to draw this here to. So if the door is like, if the wall is like this, and let's see, there's blocks, little cubes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want to start the wall minus a buffer minus the door, so really -3. So anywhere between this one and this one and this one. So it's really, we're starting between, it's 0, 1, so we're starting between 1, and we need a number that's greater than, between 2 and the h -3. -3, okay. Usually I'd be doing this on paper. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so and I think it's inclusive. This is where the AI would get this right, where I'm going to get this wrong. Okay. I think we might want to have more than one door. The other thing too is I want to make sure the doors don't back up against a wall. So I don't know if I should just probably reject them if that happens. We'll see how it looks. So that's our door start. So we go from, let's just paint, we'll paint the edge, and then we'll go from door start to door start +2. And we'll make this 3 just a different color so we can see it. Let's see what we get. We should have little doors everywhere. Hey, look at that. We got little doors everywhere. Cool. And I really don't see... So these have problems. So what we need to do, since there's only 2, we just have to do a check, I guess, and reject them. Oh, this is an overlap. That's interesting. This is actually the right side and the left side of this overlapping. But that's pretty easy because I could check for a wall on both sides. Here's the same problem. Makes you realize how big these rooms are. Unless these are 1 pixel. I think they're probably, maybe that's it. They're too small, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, this makes more sense. And these are placed incorrectly, so something is going wrong here. There's a bunch of them I see that are placed incorrectly. I think that's the problem. Actually, the corner is an issue too. So it's really 0, 0, 1. Yeah, 2 is the right place. That's right. Okay, we just have that. Okay. Still seeing ones that are screwed up. Yeah, no, -3. We're gonna go back another one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, here we go. That is perfect. And we could just see a couple iterations of these. And like, here's one that ran into a wall, but all we'll do is reject those. I put in some code that took away a lot of the double walls in exchange for a few of them that I can't get rid of, or at least get rid of easily. And I don't want this to get too complicated. And if it's not perfect, it doesn't really matter. Like here's ones against walls, but it really won't make a big difference. There's a couple against leaning up against the wall, but that's because they're penetrating. And again, it doesn't actually cause a problem. I'm trying to see here if there's any that are just horrifically bad. I don't see it. I think I'm willing to tolerate the issues. Okay, so let's go back into here, and what we'll do here is we'll walk from 1 to and we'll look at both sides of the wall. And I have to make sure that I handle the corner case where they're not handle the corner case where we're not on the edges. So yeah, we're going to start with this, and we're going to say if room.left is greater than 0, then -1 is equal to wall value left is equal to this, and if room.right is less than, I gotta find this. Let me just easier than trying to get this in runtime. Okay, is less than block size minus 1, then +1 is wall value right, and then we can say, ooh, make door and if wall value left is not equal 0, or wall value is not equal to 0, then we will say make door is equal to false. I think I need an enum for these different types here. Grid marks, empty, wall, undecided, door, wall torch, wall. Oh, can I just use these? Find wall door, wall torch, and then I want wall double door. Okay. And now when we can put these in here. Is that a way to do this in a cute way in C#? Yeah. Okay, so while we're now I'm marking the grid up here. So instead of color, we'll put in what was that thing I just made? Wall. It's not wall options. It's grid options. Grid marks. Wall defined. This is kind of fun. This is like reminds me I could make a little 2D game like this. Maybe that was a bad name for it. Grid marks dot empty. Nope. In the wrong place. Okay. Let's see. Grid, geez. That's easier without the cast. Okay. Oh, you know what? This will, because this will translate right into the C++ that I have to do. Let's yeah, this is better to do this. This casting all over the place. So we'll mark this as grid empty. This will be grid wall. What's the name of that? Wall undefined. I don't understand. Left. What am I doing here? I think this is all the same thing. And we can take this out. And we can say grid empty. This is just going to make this code easier to maintain later on. And this is going to be door. And the rest of this is going to be wall door. Okay, let's just stop this, and we should get probably different colors, but we'll get everything. Okay, here we go. Man, it is so hard for me to tell if that is 3 units or 2 units from the wall. I bet these doors are too big. And this should have been rejected here, so there's actually a bug. This one too. Okay, so unless this is the reason for that bug. And I bet this is... And these are definitely lined up. But that could be because it's punching, yeah, it's punching a left. We're only doing left doors, so it's punching a left side into this thing. But is not failing at doing that. This is a failure though, right here. It's so much easier to fix this stuff now than it is to do when the game actually comes. And then this is a failure too. This shouldn't happen. So something about my check is not working out right. And now I actually bet that that code, this was probably correct before. Yeah. You could really see it up here. There's definitely one in between these two. But we have to figure out why we're placing bad doors. There's no reason for that. Actually, I don't see any now. Oh, there's one. Okay, so let's figure out why that is. We can roll these checks. Together. Just be one big check. Really, this is actually kind of a hard thing to test because I can't step through. Definitely seeing that happen here. So there's one that backs up to a separate. It's just we're looking at the grid though. It should totally work. fact, I don't see any of them that have been rejected. Oh, because we're not checking the flag. Jeez. Okay. Duh. Okay. So now we should see some rejections, which would show up as a blue line without a door. So here's a good example. Blue line without a door, blue line without a door. Means these doors were randomly placed in a place that was bad, and we decided to put them somewhere else. And one of the things I could do is I could give it some retries. Or I can, it's a tough one. Looks like we're also not tracing down to the very bottom of the thing. Yeah, there we go. Now we're tracing down to the bottoms of each one. Probably don't want to go to the corners, actually. We probably want to start, yeah, we probably want to start. One and less than height, so we don't paint the corners. Yeah. Do retries. This is a good, actually good way to do this. 0 t is less. Oops. Yeah. Except we're going to put this around everything. Wish I wouldn't have done that. Okay. And if we actually did make the door, we want to break out of the loop. Let's see what we get now. Man, some of them still are missing. That can't be. Like, this too statistically common for this many misses. See if this actually ever happens. So we paint the side of the door with our decision. How much is the height? 15. And now we walk through these until we get a place where this is really a pain to debug this. Okay, so we got a wall next to us. So now we start the door at 11. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We just want to make sure that the door itself is, yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's a bug. Okay. That we're only looking at the left and the right side of the door, not the side of the entire thing. So let's run it again. We should see less places where we have no doors. And it looks like we have doors everywhere that we could possibly. Oh, this is a good algorithm. I'm wondering if I should put more than one door in. Like give it the option to try to put 2 or 3 doors in. We definitely want that based on the amount of wall that there was in that spot. So there's an interesting discussion going on here in the chat about ray tracing, we picked the art. So the game uses real-time ray tracing, and we picked Unreal Engine very specifically because it had ray tracing, and I can show you the reason for this. I have a scene up here with a sunny thing. And we went through our Unity engine. We had started this in Unity, and we could not get the look that we wanted without ray tracing. So it isn't a gimmick. It actually solves a real problem for us. And let me see if I can illustrate how this goes. I think the best place would be like this hole here. I could plug this hole really easily. So let me... build block. Something that doesn't make light. And I should be able to, yeah, close up this hole with rock. So all of us were more comfortable with Unity development, so we didn't pick this for no reason at all. Because it's actually a lot harder for us to do development in Unreal. Okay, so I'm in a dark room now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch one hole in the ceiling. And now what you'll see here is there's light coming from this one hole, which is kind of cool because you get this cool shaft of light, which is kind of cool and it's for free in Unreal. But you could see that the rest of the cave is lit up just from that. Oh, let's get rid of this one hole. I don't remember this. Well, whatever. I'm lost. Light. Actually, no. I can hold my torch. Okay. Where did I come from? There we go. Anyways. So what you can see here is not just this one spot, but the blocks on the side of it, and these blocks are lit up, and the blocks on the ceiling are lit up. Like if I plug this hole up, the ceiling isn't lit up anymore. And this is completely because of ray tracing. So we needed this to make this look right, because what we wanted to have is this look where light was bouncing around inside the caves in a realistic way. And Unity could not do this without ray tracing. And we tried different stuff, and their solution inside of Unity was like a disaster. And Unreal can do this and Unity can't. And this is completely what RTX gives you. Here's a good example of this: is the light isn't even shining in the cave right here at this spot, but you can still see that the cave is like lit up. Like this light on the ground and stuff here is all bounced light. This is light that's bouncing in from here and bouncing down. And this is what RTX gives you. It's not a gimmick, and it's not like a buzzword. It's a real technology that we made a conscious decision to use to get the visual look of the world that we wanted to, because we wanted it to look like a much more modern version of what we had. And what I was seeing in Unity was that it was something that looked very, very similar to the old version, and it wasn't enough of a visual change to make a difference. But anyways, and it works with everything, like the torches. Here's the torches. You can see the light flickering in the walls, and this is what gives everything this like super realistic lit up look. Like if I put one of these on the wall, there's some bug with placing these things, and I don't. There we go. And take it away, you get the same thing where it's like there's light bouncing all, like if I wasn't even around the torch, I guess it's kind of hard to see here, you're still seeing light bounce up into places where it normally wouldn't have went. But anyways, that was the reason that we picked Unreal. And Unreal is arguably a lot more difficult to develop for. Anyways. Let's get back to our dungeons. Okay, so the door code works pretty good. Pretty good. Now, let's use that code to do the walls, the doors on the other sides of the wall. So this is typically how you do things, like building things up slowly. So the first thing we want to do is walk over this thing, and if the wall is not undefined, then Oh, we were going to do multiple doors. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Before I go any further with this. So I think more than 3 doors in a room, regardless of the size. I don't know. Each door ends up being 4 spaces. So and we don't have to do this inside the retry. So the very first thing we'll do is this is literally the exact same thing. Okay, wait a second. So first thing we'll do is mark our choice. Yes, we're. Somebody asked if we're remaking the enemies. Yes, we are remaking the enemies. The enemies in there right now are just stand-in. Just make sure that works. You have to make sure that doors don't. Aren't placed too close to each other. I guess I don't, actually, because having a double door isn't that big of an deal, and the variation might be cool. Let's just do it without it. That actually might be cool. Okay, so let's do door count is equal to, we want it to be, it's going to be the height of the door divided by height of the door minus height of the room minus 2 divided by 2. Which is going to be too much, but we'll just make that a random thing. And then we'll go from do this for each door. This should be enough. And we'll get big doors, we'll get little doors, we'll get ones that overlap. It should be fine. Okay, so it's like all door. So, let's do if door count is greater than 0, door count is 1. We'll just put in some logic. And And then we will, we'll just do a random door. Is equal to rand next 1 to door count plus 1. Door count plus 1. Actually, that's even better than that. Okay, so let's see what we get. We should get like, it's too many. I could just divide this. Make sure the math is right here. Oh no, the math was wrong. Okay, that's actually right. So it's cool. We get kind of big doors, little doors. I think it's probably too much still. Divide this by 3. That I kind of like. Every once in a while we see a big door. In fact, I'll probably remove the big doors now because we get them kind of naturally. Every once in a while there's a big door, there's 2 little doors next to each other. And there's always one. Actually, I really like that. Wow. Just the variation is really cool. They're never in completely broken spots. Yeah, that's sweet. This will be fun. Like this is gonna be really fun. Like these little pathways and caves, yeah, this is going to be fun. And there won't be doors everywhere. We'll just be, that'll be random too. So let's get rid of the double door thing completely. And that's not going to be a choice here, so that's fine. Okay, so is there some easy way I can make this? I guess that's just a line. Like door X. Y. Vertical. This is a bug. That was a bug. Oh, okay. It's interesting when you transpose code like this. Left, top, room dot height. Okay. This is, we're going to show you a good lesson in reusability. Here we go. So then we can call these as an option. So let's run this and we get our doors. Now what I can do is just really easily, I can go right and do the same thing, and we'll get doors on the other sides. Now we have doors on both sides. And now if we just flip this thing around to do this vertically and horizontally, we'll get them on the tops and bottoms. Then we're done with doors and double doors. Cool. So we did both of those in one shot. And like, it's not doing anything incorrect. Okay, cool. So you have to kind of rewrite this for vertical and horizontal. Vertical, we do this. Else the horizontal case, and we'll just do the same exact thing. This is why it's good to get everything working before we go and do it. X plus I. You know what I'm going to do here? Oops. I'm going to run this through an AI because this code change is like perfect for an AI. Let me just make sure everything is set up. And I'm going to go throw this into an AI. I wonder if Copilot could do this for me. Replicate the vertical case for horizontal cases. Here. This is actually probably, oh God, this makes me nervous. It cleaned up my other code. Did it do anything useful? Oh, am I going to be sorry? Hey, let's take it. See if it screwed anything up. Nope. And let's now we can do the other one. Somebody's asking about the coding tools. We were in the last stream. We were using I have an AI coding tool that we use. That was just GitHub Copilot. My tool is really good at doing changes across a entire project. Like if you wanted to say like, you know, add elves to this, it would like go and alter like hundreds of files to, you know, put things in. Left, top, bottom. Yikes, crash. Okay. Of course. $256. We went to. Oh, width. My bad. Okay. There we go. Doors everywhere. So that's one of our choices. We could put doors there. Now we just need a similar algorithm that does the same thing with torches. And actually we're done at that point. Because that's enough information to build this out in the world. Pretty cool, actually. It was actually easier than I thought it would be. And no doors are placed. Some are big, some are small. None of them are placed incorrectly. And then we need the thing that chooses which one goes where. Okay, so let's comment these out. And we will do a similar thing for torches. Which is going to work a little bit differently because we're going to have to place torches on one side or the other. We definitely need a grid marker for torches. Oh, we got one. So let's do the same thing. Let's say it's funny that AI thinks that it knows how to do this already, which is, oh, it's putting torches in the exact same way that it did doors. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay. So let's just do the vertical case first. Okay, we don't need this length thing because that we don't have to worry about. We're going to walk from one. Eventually we'll have to check these. That'll be the other problem, to make sure that we haven't processed each wall twice. Ooh, is that happening? That actually might, well, we should go back because that actually might be changing the look of things. Because we're probably getting every door twice. Okay, yeah, let's do this part now first. This is pretty easy now that we have this separated out. So the first thing we want to do is we'll do this check, but we're going to go over the whole thing, and if any of these is not equal to we could get in a problem there. Yeah, this is an interesting problem to solve. If the if you've processed like half the wall, it's debatable whether you should continue to place doors there. I guess it doesn't fail though. Let's try it both ways. Let's start by this doesn't have to be exact, which is kind of the fun thing about doing world builders like this. Okay, so if we find a block that is not undefined, then we would return let's just see what we get. So there is a couple little spans here that end up without doors. Which honestly kind of works. And it's so rare. Here's a completely shut off room. It's a real corner case though. Almost more interesting to keep it. These rooms that are kind of screwed up, it doesn't mess with. It's a cheap way to get out of this. I think I'm going to leave it. It's like such an easy solution. I think I'm going to get out. I'm going to leave it. Okay, so let's see. Let's do the same thing with our. Oh, we didn't. Okay, let's do our make torch. And we'll do the same thing. We don't need this check for the. Is this like a big if? Just early out there. In fact, we can do that outside of here because it'd be cool to know if we made the door or not, I guess. You know what would be interesting is if it doesn't make the doors to let it be used as something else. Tell me how many doors you placed. Yeah, this is how we'll do it. Okay. So we'll do this check, and if it doesn't do anything, we'll return 0. And we'll do the same check down here horizontally. We don't even really need to know that because if we put 0 doors, I don't know. Isn't hard to. Any walls? That didn't get doors that should have, and it's really pretty rare. It's interesting. Okay, so let's do the same thing for torches. The only thing is we got to know is that we're operating inside the room. So we walk through it if it's already, we've already spoken for the, you know, I really don't need to do that either, because you could have a room where there's a wall and a torch on the same wall. And is that the only decision we need to make? Because it makes everything way easier if that's the case. Yeah, doors and torches. We could put torches on the outsides of the doors too. Well, it's pretty easy because then we just make a random amount of torches per wall. And then just place them. But they'll get placed on both sides. But we could probably do them at the same time. Yeah, that's definitely the most efficient way to do that. And then we're basically just processing each wall once. I'm looking at the chat here, and it has absolutely nothing to do with any of this. And I'm wondering if this is just too boring to do as one of these streams. Yeah, this is the stuff that makes me really excited. I really like these like little procedural things, but they're probably not very entertaining to watch. But I think that we have to pick a different strategy here. I think what we have to do is walk each wall, mark it as being processed, and then place the things on it as we walk it. Or do it in two steps. Like after we're done with the doors, walk every wall. And yeah, that's probably it. After we're done with the doors, walk every wall again and place torches. And it's kind of two different processes. So that makes sense. So let's get the doors, let's make the doors work like that. Okay, so let's make it so that the doors don't So this is our odds of having a doors being placed. And we could go from 0 to the door count. So it should give us things that places that don't have doors, which is great, but there's too many. So what we'll do is we'll give a 50% chance of there being no doors. Just early out here. So yeah, now we got a 50% chance that there's just no door, which is arguably still too much. So let's go. This is a 75% chance that there's no, that doesn't make any sense. There's no door. %80 chance that there's no door. %90 chance there's no doors. This doesn't seem to be working. That's totally cannot. Oh, because it's not in the right place. Duh. Okay. we are early out. Okay, this is our 50% chance. Still a lot of doors. Still a lot of rooms that don't have a door, though. This is probably right. I don't like how there's so many chambers that don't have any door in them. It's an interesting balance there. The thing too is to not make no doors be an option. It's hard to, now we have this code split in two places. I think if I was going to do this in like a dungeon crawling game, is I would have hidden doors, and I would make it so that there's another chance that there's a hidden door in places. I definitely could make it so that every room had to have one door. Just imagining like walking through this, like it would be cool. Like you would definitely like get lost in these places. The other thing too is if a room has no doors, I know it, and I could put something cool in there too. Thank you for the donation. Somebody said to put Indiana Jones types traps in. It's funny that you say this because that's very, very similar to the concept I had for CastleMiner Dungeons. Somebody's asking if the rooms, every door needs 3 so we don't have dead ends, but it's like it's okay to have dead ends in these things. Yeah. Okay. So the third. Okay. So we'll just walk over with. Let's do the torches. We'll walk over with torches. Now this really has changed. So what we're going to do is rename this to processed, torch processed. To store Okay, let's do torches now. Okay, so now that we have this, we will walk over everything and everything. If it is torch processed, then we return. We'll put torches on both sides of the wall. So we'll do a similar calculation that we do. I don't know why that didn't change. Just make sure that okay, so the blue dots are our doors now. Colors got shifted around a little bit. No, that can't be. Ah, crap. No. Mistake. Okay. I don't need that for the sake of this video. Don't need that either, and don't need that. And we could actually, for the sake of the video, probably could make this bigger. Yeah, it's a little too big. Let's see here. So, yeah, I screwed up. Wall undefined. This is the one we change. Rename this to door processed. Okay. God, that's hard to look at. Wow. This is so ridiculous. Let's make sure we have some good colors in those slots. Okay, black, white, red, blue. Let's go green. Green and cyan. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we will just walk the walls and put torches in. This is cool. Like this turned out really good. I mean, you have to remember too is that you can break through walls. So in a game where you can break through walls so easily, like having closed chambers isn't really that big of a deal. Okay. And this should be pretty easy. So what we do is we'll walk the length of the wall. We'll decide how many torches we're going to put on the wall. Count is equal to torch count, and then we will do left is equal to right. Why did I do it like that? Start with that. Is random. Tempted to just walk down the wall and then just place torches statistically as I walk through them. I want to try that first. So if we just walk down the wall, we don't want torches in the corners. And then this is actually pretty easy. If X position is greater than 0. I gotta find this here. Look for empty grids. All three of these together. No, we'll do left and right. Okay, Start with the left one. Left side of the wall. If the left side of the wall is empty and we haven't processed it already, and if, hey, thank you for the donation, Lil C. Lil C. Rand next. The next double is less than then we place a torch. If the x position is greater than 0 and the x position -1 is equal to grid, if we are empty, if it is empty, is not equal to door. So don't place torches inside of doors. Then we give a 1 out of 10 chance that we will just place a torch there. Okay. I think it's going to have to be less than 1 out of 10, but let's do this again with the other side of the wall. Same thing on the other side of the wall. Man, that's it. We could count the torches in this process too, but they would be front-loaded if we do that. So we've only done this for vertical walls, so let's see how this looks. There's way too many. They're not on the right sides of the walls. There's definitely a bug. Look at that again. Actually, you know what we'll do? Let's just take these out, and now we'll get first left side. Let's see, make sure we're walking the left sides right. It should paint all the left sides, and we can paint all the right sides to make sure that we're getting those, and we're not. So that's a bug. So what's going on here? Oh. Equal. Hey, another donation. Thank you so much. Okay, right sides, left sides. Let's just see them together. That's cool. Let's see, a 10% chance of a torch, probably way too much. Yeah, like way, way too much. It's interesting how some walls have like lots of torch. Oh, we're only doing horizontal ones, and some have like none. We don't ever want torches to be together, so we will bump the that'll help too. False. So what we can do is if we place the torch, we'll just bump the walk value up a little bit. Okay, and now we don't ever have torches next to each other, but there's way too many of them. So let's just try to make these, reduce them in half. Probably have to reduce them in half again. I almost wonder if this is the wrong strategy, though. If maybe I should go into every room and make sure there's at least one torch in every room. Versus like these rooms that have like 8 torches and then nothing, which is super strange. I definitely don't like how they're being distributed. I think I'm going to do this in a different way. I think I'm going to make it so that every room we walk into has to at least have one door and one torch. Since we... but they could have them already from something else. It's so weird to me here where there's walls that have no torches and there's walls that have just like 3 torches in a row. It's cool. I mean, some places here there's a door with 1 torch on each side, so it's cool how this stuff just sort of emerges. I think I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to think about this some more, and I'm going to revisit it. Do you guys want me to continue this in another stream? This is actually considerably further along than it was before. So thank you, everyone. So people are saying yes. So thank you, everyone. We'll get back to the tombs. That was the tombs part 2. Thank you.